morning everybody. Hope you all are good and safe at home. We are doing chapter sets. Let's proceed this chapter. Let's do some fundamental laws of algebra of sets. Fundamental laws of algebra of sets. The very first law coming under fundamental law is idempotent law. Now, what this law is saying, A union A is always A. We are taking one example. If we have A is equals to 1, 2, 3. So, if we want to unite the two sets, that means the same set. We have another set A, that means the same set we have. Now we want to find the union. So the union is, it's 1, 2, 3 and it is nothing, it is A. Then the very first law, idempotent law is A union A is equals to A. And the second law coming under in it is A intersection A is equals to A. Same example I am taking. If here A is second set is also A, the same set, and if we want to take common, all the elements are common, so A intersection A is equals to A. That means A intersection A, if we are taking this very example, it is coming 1, 2, 3. All elements are common in both the sets, so it's is equals to A. These are the two laws which are coming under idempotent law. Let's do the another law. The second law is identity law. So, what do you mean by identity? The very first law is coming under identity. If I have one set A and its union with phi, here is one set that is a set which have some elements, and here it is empty set. So one proper set which have elements and one empty set, when we'll do its union, then it is always equals to A. So whenever we are clubbing an empty set and a filled set, so whenever we are doing union, it's always equals to A. And the second one is A intersection U. Here U is universal set. Through Venn diagram, we'll understand. This is your universal set. This is your set A. Now, if we want to take common from A and universal set. Universal set is the whole square. This is your universal set and A. Here this is your A portion. And this is the area only where the both shadings are meeting, where the line as well as the circles are meeting. So that means this is a common area. So A intersection universal set is equals to A. These are two laws coming under identity law. That means this is also identity law. This is your identity law related with intersection. This is identity law related with union. Now let's do another law. It's commutative law. What this law is saying? This law is saying if we just want to find A union B, then it is always equals to B union A. Whether we have first set A and second set as B, and if we want to take its union, and here we have the first set B, another set is A, we want to find the union. Both the unions answer will be equal. Same with intersection. That means A intersection B is equals to B intersection A. Commutative law holds here. Whenever we want to find the union of any two sets, any of the set comes first and any of the set comes second. So there is no position, actually there is no position for any set. So if we are taking A as at first position, B at second position, and we are taking its union, and same as here B is at first position and A is at second position, and we are doing union, both the answers will be equal. Same with intersection. So this is called commutative law. Another is associative law. Fourth law is associative law. But this law is saying the first result related with union, if we have three sets, Bode-Mass rule is saying first solve the bracket, then do the another parts. So here the bracket is saying we have to find the union of B and C. Then the answer, what the answer will get when we do the union with A, it is always equals to, that means position doesn't matter. We are first solving, we are just finding the union of B and C. Then the answer will get, the set will get, the set that means the find out set, and A's union will always equals to, if we are, but we are doing here, we are just finding out the union of A and B, but the set will get here, whenever we'll do the union with C, then answer will be same. This is your associative law for union. So the associative law for intersection, it is also same. A intersection B intersection C. Here we'll solve B intersection C first, and then we'll do intersection, that means we'll take common area of this set and A set, and here we'll take the common area of this set and C. It will always be same. This is called associative law. And the last law is distributive law. It's important law, बच्चे. But this distributive law is saying the first rule is A union B intersection C. So A union B intersection C. I am taking the example from algebra. That means you already did in 9th or 10th class or junior classes. If you have this equation, what you will do? First of all, you will multiply 2 with x, 2 multiply with x, and then there will be plus sign, the sign in between here. So in between x and 3y it is plus, then I will apply plus here, and then 2 will multiply with 3y. So same with this, same in distributive law. Now A is related with B with union relation. That means here the relation is union. So that means A is related with B with relation union. And then again A is related with C with union relation. And in between sign, here's the in between sign was plus, then I wrote plus. Here the in between symbol is intersection, then it is intersection. Hope the distributive law is clear. Here A is related with B with union symbol. Here A is related with C with union sign. And the total, that means the in between symbol is B and C is intersection. So we apply intersection here. A union B intersection A union C. Of course, whenever the questions will come, first of all we'll solve this bracket, and after that we'll get two sets and we take intersection of these two sets. So Bode-Mass rule is applicable everywhere, so don't forget it. Now the second rule is in between, under distributive law, it is A intersection B union C. Now A is related with B with intersection symbol union, because here's the union symbol is there, and A is related with C with intersection symbol. Hope both the laws are clear to you. Both the laws are coming under distributive law. Let's do some question related with these laws. question is, let A and B be the two sets if A intersection X is equals to B intersection X is equals to phi, and A union X is equals to B union X for some set X. Okay, we have now three sets A, B and X, and we need to prove A is equals to B. Now, what we'll do, we are taking, let A is equals to A intersection A union X. Now, is this result true? We'll rectify from Venn diagram. We have this universal set. There is one A set. There is one X set. Now, here only A is there. That means this set, the only A. And another one is A union X. A union X is both the sets. The common area is given this part and this part. This is the common area. Now, here A set is there and common area is there. We just, is it equals to A? But you are watching that circles and lines are meeting in this area. If they are meeting in this area, that means it is equals to A. So can we take A is equals to A and other set is A union X. Of course, this one will be the biggest set because here we are taking A's union with X. So this set and A, if we want to take common, then it is already A. So we have taken the result and we have already proved by this Venn diagram. Now, we'll use distributive law here. What distributive law is saying, A is related with A union A is related with X. This we have already done in distributive law. We have used distributive law here. Now, before applying distributive law, do one thing. But we have given it is A union X is equals to B union X. Before before applying this law, just apply the given result. A intersection A union X is equals to B union X, because A union X is equals to B union X, which is given to us. Now we'll apply distributive law. Now A intersection B, A is related with B with intersection symbol, union A intersection X by distributive law. Now, A intersection X, it is already equals to phi. So, A intersection B union with phi. There is one set which are having elements and there is empty set. We want to take its union, then it is equals to itself this set, A intersection B. So, A is equals to A intersection B. We need to prove A is equals to B. Now take it as 1. Here we have proved A is equals to A intersection B. Now in the same manner we'll take B is equals to, now we need to prove A is equals to B. Now we have to take B, set B. Now what is B is equals to B intersection B union X. Of course, this is the bigger set, this is the B set. So when we want to take common, of course B set will come. The same result that we applied for A, the same result will apply for B. Now, before applying distributive law, we'll use B intersection X, B union X is equals to A union X. The same reason. Now, again we'll apply distributive law. B intersection A union B intersection X. Now, B intersection X is equals to phi. It is already given to us. So, B intersection A union phi. So, there is one set having elements and there is empty set. We want to take union, then this set will come B intersection A. Take it as 2. Now, here B intersection A is there, here A intersection B is there. commutative law is applicable. A intersection B is equals to B intersection A. That means both the sets are equal. If these sets are equal, then B is equals to A, automatically equal. Then we can say from 1 and 2, A is equals to B. Hope this question is clear to you. We applied two laws. One law is distributive law. Another law we applied here is commutative law. Because B intersection A is equals to, it is nothing. It is A intersection B by commutative law. So if A intersection B is equals to B, if A intersection B is equals to A, then A is equals to B from 1 and 2. Hope the question is clear. Let's do one more question. Another question is, show that A is a subset of A union B and A intersection B is the A is a subset of A union B and A intersection B is a subset of A. We need to prove these two results. Well, from Venn diagram we can show these results very easily, but we need to prove. There are two ways to prove this question. First one is that ideal example is that ideal way is that we'll solve it theoretically. And another way is to take the examples and solve this result. Now, what I will do, that I will solve one part theoretically and I will solve another part with the use of example. So I'll do both the ways, and it's up to you whether you want to use whether you want to prove these results. If these results coming in paper, then if you want to prove these results with the help of examples, you can. If you want to use a theoretical way, then you can. Now, what is the first part? First part is A is a subset of A union B. That means we have two sets A and B. Let two sets are A comma B. Now, let X belongs to A. I am saying X is the element, it is variable element. X can be 1, X can be 2, X can be 5, X can be 7. So X is the element which belongs to A set. The left hand side set, X belongs to A set. Now, before doing this question, just remember two main things, that theoretically union means OR. Theoretically we'll use OR word in place of union. That means if practical work is there, we'll use the symbol union. Theoretically we can take OR symbol, and for intersection the theoretical word is AND. For union the theoretical word is OR and intersection means AND in theory. So X belongs to A. If X belongs to A, then can we write X belongs to A or B? Or means a condition is applicable that X whether belongs to A or belongs to B. So condition is applicable. We know that we have taken that X belongs to A. Now, if there is multiple choice question, but the question there are four parts for that multiple choice question, that we need to just answer the one part. That means we know that from these four parts there is one answer. So that is actually the confusion is there in multiple choice question. Confusion creates by the author that there are four multiple choices. You need to take only one which is right. So here the same case is there. This part is creating confusion. How? We know the X belongs to A. X is in A. We know in Venn diagram. Here it is A, here it is B. We know that X is here. We know X is here. Now, in other part we are saying whether X is in A or B. If we want to just create the confusion, then we can say whether X is in A or X is in B. We can. Now, OR means, the OR word is saying it is union. So, if X is in A or X is in A union B, X is in A or X is in A union B, that means A is the subset of A union B. Of course, A union B is the whole part. Of course, A is the set of A union B. Also, even B is a subset of A union. B is a subset of A union B. So, what this saying? If X belongs to A, X is also coming in A union B. Same element was in A. The same element also coming in union. That means A is the subset of A union B. Reason is this is your 1, this is your 2, from 1 and 2. Hope theoretical way is clear to you. Now let's do another part with the help of examples. Now let A is equals to 1, 2, 3 and B is equals to 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now what we want to take A intersection B. We want to find A intersection B. What is A intersection B? The common elements. Here the common element is 2 only. That means in A and B the element coming common is 2 only. So A intersection B is equals to the 2 coming in brackets. That means it is a set, singleton set. Now A, what is A? A is 1, 2, 3. Is this set is a subset of 1, 2, 3? Yes, of course. Because here only one element 2 and here are 3 elements 1, 2, 3 and also 2 is also coming in A set. So A intersection B is the subset of A. We proved with the help of examples. Hope the both ways are clear. Here instead of taking elements 1, 2, 3, what I did, I have taken only one element which is X. This is variable element. So X can be 1, X can be 2, X can be 3. So you can do this question in theoretical way or you can do this question with the help of examples. Hope the both ways are clear to you. Let's do one more question. Next question is, show that A union B is equals to A intersection B implies A is equals to B. We need to prove this result A is equals to B. Now, I am taking X as a variable element which is in A because we need to prove A is equals to B. So, we are starting with A. So, A is having one variable element which is X. So, if X is in A, then we can say that X is in A union B. Of course, if the element is in A, if the element X is in A, so it is already, so it will also be lie in union. So A union B is equals to A intersection B. It is given. Now, what intersection word is saying? X belongs to A and X belongs to B. This is the necessity condition that X is A is in A and B. That means in both sets X is available. So can I write only X belongs to B? Because I know X is in A. So X is in A and X is in B. Now we can say that X is in B. Maybe that this X is coming here. Because this is the common part, then A is coming here as well as X is coming here in A as well as in B. Now, we don't know now that X is a variable element. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be anywhere in A. So, we started with there is one variable element X is in A. So, if that element is in A, then it is already in A union B. So, A union B was equals to A intersection B. It was the given result. So I use that. What is the meaning of intersection? It is saying and. And is the necessity condition. So that means X is in A and X is in B. That means X is in both in A and B. That means we can write X is in B. So if X is in A, also X is in B. That means A set. There was a different set A and there is another set B. So X was in A, now we are saying X is in B. That means from 1 and 2, if X is the element, common element, which is in A as well as in B, that means it can be that A is a subset of B. Of course, if one element is in common in A and B, that means there is some common portion. Now X is a variable element. That means this is not a single element. There are so many elements because variable. What do you mean by variable? X can be 1, X can be 2, X can be 3. So X representing all the variables coming in set A. So all the elements which are in A are also the part of B. That means A is the subset of B. This is the third point. That means the first relation will get A is the subset of B. Now we have already proved that A is the subset of B. This is the part third. Now we'll take another element Y, which is in B. Now Y represents all the elements coming in B. Y is a variable element, so it represents all the elements coming in B. So if Y belongs to B, then of course Y will come in union. If it is a part of B, then in union means the whole part. So Y will also belongs to A union B. Now A union B is equals to A intersection B. Intersection means Y is in A and Y is in B. Now Y is in A and B. So can I write Y is in A? So all the elements which are coming in B are the part of A. So that means this is your 4, this is your 5. Then from 4 and 5, the result will get that B is the subset of A. This is your sixth result. Now in third result, what we find, A is a subset of B. A is the subset of B. All the elements of A are coming in B, and here all the elements of B are coming in A. This is only possible whenever A is the subset of B, B is a subset of A. That means the vice versa. Then we can say from 3 and 6, this is the case only occurs when both the sets are subset of each other. A is the subset of B, B is the subset of A. Then we can say A is equals to B. Both are equal sets. We need to prove that A is equals to B. We have already proved A is equals to B. Hope this question is clear. Let's do one last question. Now the another question is, for any sets A and B, show that power set of A intersection B is equals to power set of A intersection power set of B. Now this is the question related with power set. Now we'll take one element which is coming in power set. Now let's take one example. If we have A set 1, 2, if we just want to find the power set, what is this? The 5, the 1, the singleton sets 1 and 2, and another the itself set. These 4 sets are coming in power set. So in power set, all the elements are nothing, these are sets. What you are watching, this is your empty set, but this is an element for power set. One element in set. So this singleton set is an element of power set. This singleton set is an element for power set. This itself set is an element for power set. So that means in power set, elements are in the form of sets. So I am taking not small x, because small x represents an element. Here all the elements are sets. So I will take capital X, because in first lecture I told you that capitals are used to represent the set and the small letters are used to represent the elements. So capital X is the set, but it is an element for power set. It is an element for power set. So X belongs to power set of A intersection B. Now this set is the subset of A intersection B. Of course, for power set it belongs to, but whenever we are asking about this A intersection B, then X is a subset of. Let's understand this thing with example. I am taking this one set. So one set is an element for power set of A. This is your X. Let's take this is your X. This X is an element for power set of A. But whenever I will take the relation, I will fetch the relation X and A, then what I will get, that X, that means this one is a subset of A. So here the same result I have used, that X is the subset of A intersection B. Now what do you mean by intersection? Intersection is saying and X is the subset of A and X is the subset of B. If X is the subset of A, that means X set will belongs to power set of A. Of course, if this is a subset of A, then in power set of A, it works like as an element. Same with B. X belongs to power set of B. And means intersection of, that means X is the set which belongs to power set of A and which belongs to power set of B. And symbol is there, that means intersection. So X belongs to power set of A, intersection power set of B. We started with question, this set belongs to power set of A intersection B. And here we fetch the result, X belongs to power set of A intersection power set of B. So from 1 and 2, but we'll get power set of A intersection B is the subset of power set of A intersection of power set of B. This element is coming in this power set, this element is coming in this power set. So if both are the elements of both sets, that means this X is nothing, it represents all the elements of power set. So all the elements of power set, this set are coming in this set. So power set of A intersection B is a subset of power set of A intersection power set of B. Take it as 3. Now we need to equalize. That means if this set is the subset of this, now we need to prove this set is the subset of this. Then if A is the subset of B, B is the subset of A, we can say A is equals to B. Now let's take one element Y. It should be a set because this is a power set. So Y belongs to power set of A intersection power set of B. Both sets common question is Y set. So Y set, it belongs to power set of A intersection power set of B. So Y belongs to power set, but when we'll say about set, then Y is the subset of A intersection B. Of course, this works as an element for power set, but whenever we'll talk about A intersection B, then it is this is the subset. Or we can write another form, that means we can elaborate it. Y belongs to power set of A and power set of B. That means Y is a subset of A and B. Y is a subset of A intersection B. If Y is a subset of A intersection B, then Y of course belongs to this power set. If this is your 4, this is your 5. So from 4 and 5, what the result we get? That of course Y belongs to this set, Y belongs to this set. That means this set is the subset of this set. Now this is your 6th result. So from 3rd and 6th result, both are the subsets of each other, then we can say that both are equal sets. So from 3rd and 6th, we can say that power set of A intersection B is equals to power set of A intersection power set of B. Hope this question is clear. So you can do the questions theoretically or you can do the questions practically. But whenever it is mentioned that use the properties of sets, then you are restricted to do the question with the use of properties only. Then you cannot use the examples. In that case, you cannot use the example because at that time you are restricted. So whenever the question is coming with prove that with the help of properties, then you are restricted to use the properties. We already did 5 properties. So from these 5 properties, any property will use or 1 or 2 properties will use and will get the solutions. Or if, theoretically or practically, if it is not mentioned, then you can do the question practically as well as theoretically. It's up to you. Hope this topic is clear to you. We'll start the next topic, permutation and combination, after that. Till then, thank you so much.